Chapter 9. Ready for Bed, Part 1. Master moves quietly in the background throughout the experience, bandaging and slathering me with a cool and soothing salve. I try not to weigh all the indulgence that is being stacked upon me. The nearly overwhelming herbal smell that must be a hearty salve, the weight and cost of every spoonful of my warm meal, his hands that are not taking, but gentle and warm and slow as they mend me. There is no hope of getting out of tonight's debt. Between the healing of my feet, the warm bath with Master's gentle hands working at my soreness, the food and the medical care, there is nothing I can do for my Master that will equate his actions, not to mention his endless patience and his assumption of my innocence in all my failings. I am years into this man's debt, and I have only one true worthwhile skill. I truly can't remember the last time someone touched me without the intent to hurt or use me. To have so much contact, warm and gentle contact, where my Master is taking the time to heal me, is making my mind gray at the seams. I feel my consciousness yielding to something deep inside me, desperately wanting more, but not able to vocalize my pathetic need. I am absurdly grateful for the sharp zings of pain as wounds are disinfected and covered. They keep me grounded. They remind me that this is my life. I am not simply lost in a dream. Then again, no. I could never have mistaken this for a fantasy. I've never had this wild of an imagination. By the end of the meal, I am nodding off again as I had in the bathroom. This time Master recognizes it immediately as he takes my bowl and readies for bed. I almost whine in protest. I still had soup in the bowl, chunks of meat, precious and rare for my kind, as well as noodles that are soft and filling. My hand goes to my stomach, hard to press against and flat, not the concave curve that it used to be. I've only ever felt my body like this a few times, mostly after parties where if you were very good, Masters would feed you very well, though it was never with much of their own scraps, just many of the treats that this Master had given me before. Some weren't for my kind. That was always bad. If the Master didn't remember, we would be sick on ourselves and we would be taken away. Displeasing Master in front of guests never ended well. But when it happened at these events, it always came with the added burn of losing a night where your good behavior and willingness was able to make up for your bad behavior, and consequential withheld meals. Tonight, though, allowed to sit on the edge of a bed, with my Master tending wounds on my back, and being allowed to eat warm food fit for my Master's table, my stomach is overstuffed in a way I have almost never felt. I wouldn't have been able to eat much more anyway. I will my mind to let it go. Master turns away from me and goes through some drawers before eventually coming out with a pair of oversized cloth pants and a loose-fitting nightshirt. At first I'm confused. He's wearing nightclothes already, and that makes me panic. I searched my mind for when he had changed from the outfit he was wearing at the market. It must have been while I was eating. My cheeks flush at the thought of being so thoroughly distracted that I didn't register my Master stripping. I know this will be a little big, but it's all I have for the moment. He comes forward, laying out the clothing, and belatedly, I realize that he means for the clothes to be mine. It's not technically allowed, but we're in my Master's home. Any rules he makes for the house can be fundamentally different from what is allowed outside. He obviously means these clothes for me. I'm not so stupid that I don't understand that, and I have already called him wrong once today. I have no desire to seem ungrateful or troublesome. He did promise me clothes. I never would have thought he would give me his own clothing. He tucks the shirt over me and gently helps me into the pants, rolling up the legs and tightening the string to an almost ridiculous degree so that it will not fall down my legs. The task is made even more difficult because of my tail, but he doesn't get angry. He continues with patience and finally finds a spot where the pants will stay without hurting my tail or letting the pants fall off my hips. I love the softness of the cloth against my skin. It's nothing like the scratchy, abrasive clothing of the market, and it's much warmer than being left bare to the elements. The clothing is almost ridiculously oversized on me, but I love the loose fabric. I love the way that it almost feels like a hug as it drowns me in the scent of my master, as though he is the one keeping me warm and safe. I recognize the dismissal in the final knot he ties in the cloth pants. I slide off the bed to my knees, taking my weight. Master's shoulders have slumped with weariness. He's done with me. I should find my place to sleep tonight. I've not been shown the outside stable, or the basement. I wonder if there's a servant's quarters that I will be welcome in. I saw the inside of Master's closet. It would be cramped, but not an impossible fit and a traditional choice. But I wouldn't go there without permission. The floor is covered in a thick carpet, not soft or very fluffy, but I know to appreciate the simple comfort it will mean, that it will be less harsh on my body than cement. Besides, if I'm on the floor, I will be allowed to sleep in Master's room, a clear sign of favor, even after all I've done, with the guarantee of warmth.
And where do you think you're going?
Master's arms come around my torso and lift me like I am nothing more than the folded clothes he had just brought over to me. He sets me down on the bed again, and it is at this point that I know I've made a mistake.